What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing you exactly how I was able to go from $0 to $600,000 in 6 months. Let's hop right into my screen and I'll show you the analytics. Here we are in the dashboard, and today I've been able to make almost $2,000 right here. Right now is 3 p.m. so we're going to finish the day at around $3,000 around there today. But as we go over here to the right, we've been able to make $621,000 from January 1st to June 20th. Now for the sessions, there were 351,000 sessions, and all these different inconsistencies that you see were different problems that we were going through. Here in January, it was because of Chinese New Year. We stopped running ads. Some of these downfalls right here, this was from our ad accounts getting disabled. So we went through a lot of different troubles. That's why you see these inconsistencies. If we go into the analytics, I'll show you some more. So right here, I'll select January to June 20th, which is today. Here today, as you can see, we made 621,000. The conversion rate is 3.74, which is pretty good for a dropshipping store. The session is 351,000. Average order value is $46, and the returning customer rate is 1.29. Which isn't the best, but it could be better if we started to private label the product and if we started selling different kinds of variants of the product. And then here for the total orders, we're at 13,500. I forgot to show the profit and loss while recording, so here it is. Now about the store. This store was a one product store. We started off testing the product in a general store. That's why I started off testing all of my products. But once we find that they're a winner, we take them and put them straight into a one product store and scale it from there. So we were selling one product and also an upsell to complement the main product. For the niche, I was in the health niche, and the reason for that is because there's a massive audience. So we could keep selling this product for years and years to come because the audience never ends. The theme that we used was the Turbo theme and the Portland variant. I bought it for $350. Honestly, it's a really good theme. I highly recommend it to everyone. So the first app that I used on my store was called the Abandonment Protector, and what it does is send out abandoned cart emails to people who didn't complete the purchase, and also I send a weekly newsletter with a discount code in there. The second app that I use is called Coin by ShopAd. It's a currency converter. You probably know what that is. The third one is Crush.pix Image Optimizer. What this does is it takes the large files and crushes them down so your website speed isn't as slow. The next one is De-essers, which I use to fulfill all of my orders. It's really quick. All I do is press a button and it fulfills 100 orders at once. And then I just go onto AliExpress and I pay for all of them. Feed for Google Shopping is an app that I used when I was running Google Ads, but surprisingly I got banned from Google, so I don't use it anymore. And Order Metrics is an app that I used for my profit and loss. It shows me how much I spent, how much I was able to take home. It's a really great app. Honestly, it separates everything. And I highly suggest it too. PayPal Tracking on Autopilot was an app that I used where it automatically updated the tracking numbers on PayPal, so then I didn't have to go in there myself and manually upload them. SMS Bump is an app that I use for text marketing. It has made me a lot of money at a good ROAS. I highly recommend it. Pretty much what it does is it sends out text marketing campaigns, abandoned cart texts, different kind of campaigns that you set up. Vitals is an app. As you can see, it says 40 plus apps in one. I use it for upsells, for reviews, for a sticky add to cart, and these are all the apps that you really need. Now going on to the payment processors I use Stripe and PayPal. Stripe is probably my favorite payment processor, mostly because I never really have issues with them. They're very risk tolerant. Right now I have a 1.3% chargeback rate and I'm still able to run my account. I never really had any issues with them. And also I get instant payouts up to $5,000 a day, so I could just send money directly into my bank. In the dropshipping space, nobody really likes PayPal. I had issues the first week, my payments were held. The second month, my whole account was banned, and it's a massive headache. Every week I had to call them and try to resolve the issues that I had. You should stay away from PayPal unless you have a private label product or you're fulfilling in-house. I am running the store just on Stripe now and is doing just as well as I did with PayPal, so I don't see any differences. Credit cards. So you should be using credit cards when you're running a dropshipping store because there are a lot of benefits that come with credit cards. You can get free points, you can get cash back, you can get free traveling, gift cards, and also really helps with cash flow. When you're spending more money than you're actually getting from the payment processors, it's really hard to stay afloat. So with credit cards, you could just pay off the balance within a month. The cards that I recommend is the Amex Business Gold, the Amex Blue Business Plus, the Chase Business Inc., and also the Capital One Spark Cash. The one that I mainly use is the Amex Business Gold because it gives me 4x back on advertising. But sadly, it's only up to $150,000 a year, so I ran out of that. I only get 1x back now. But it has really helped me a ton in business. That's the one that I highly recommend. And if you want a free business card, I recommend the Amex Blue Business Plus. You can also get a pretty high credit limit with that. If you can't get one of these business cards, you can get a secured business card, and that'll start you off and build your business credit. You should keep your expenses separate, your personal and business expenses, because it makes it easier to do taxes at the end of the year. Disabled ad accounts and banned profiles. Now this is a problem every single dropshipper has at one point. I've been through it many times, and here's the tips that I can give you. So for prevention, of course you want to read through the Facebook policies thoroughly. If you're breaking the rules, they will ban you. Avoid too many rejected ads. If you have too many rejected ads, that raises a red flag in Facebook's system, and sometimes you can get banned because of that. Also, avoid using certain keywords and emojis because a lot of people recently have been getting banned for circumventing Facebook systems. You should avoid using check marks or arrows that point to the URL. Just don't really use anything that makes the ad look low quality. For disabled ad accounts, this is the issue that is the most common. You should submit an appeal right away. And the second option you have is to go onto live chat with support. Some people have the option, some people don't. You should also have backup ad accounts, so when one ad account gets disabled, you can go straight on to the next one. You could share your pixel directly to your ad account or your business manager, so you can get back up and running right away. Every time you open a new ad account, you should use a new credit card. Your old credit card is blacklisted in Facebook's system. With Amex, this is really easy to do. They give you 100 employee cards. I know that other business cards do this too. So then you can just easily get a brand new card and get going. For banned business managers, you want to submit an appeal too. But if that doesn't work, then you'll want to create a brand new one and also use a new address, a new name, a new URL, and a new credit card. Don't link any of your old assets with the new business manager. For banned Facebook profiles, this happens sometimes too. I've had it happen to me 3 times in the past. With banned Facebook profiles, usually you'll never get your account back. So what you could do is you could use a new account from a family member or a friend. Usually what I do is I just pay them $100, and if they're not using their Facebook account, they'll gladly give it to you. You want to use brand new details on the new account. So what you want to do is you want to switch up your browser. Let's say if you're using Safari, you could switch to Chrome or Opera. You want to use a new store URL, address, IP address, a new name, credit card, and also new videos. What I've been using in the past is ExpressVPN, but the problem that you have with this is that these are public VPNs. And if another person has a banned account on the VPN, then you could also get banned for that. What I've been using recently is a website called IP Burger. With IP Burger, you could get a fresh dedicated IP, and this is an IP address that nobody has ever used before. And this will minimize the risk a ton. Also, what you want to do on the new account is you want to warm it up if it's not warmed up already. Like some pictures, share some posts, just make it look like someone's actually using the account. Now, the whole goal with this store was automation. So how I achieved this was I hired 3 virtual assistants from Upwork. And you can get virtual assistants for as cheap as $3 an hour. But sometimes those aren't the best quality. So what I did was I hired a bunch of different virtual assistants. I tried them out to see which ones were the best ones. And the best ones that I saw were around $6 an hour. So I have 3 of them right now. A tip that I have for you is hire fast and fire even faster, because sometimes these virtual assistants are good for the first few days or first few weeks, but then they get comfortable and their work starts to go downhill. So my job was to manage the virtual assistants. It was to run the ads and also pay for the orders. The first virtual assistant did the customer support and also handled the returns and refunds. The second virtual assistant helped virtual assistant number 1 and also did customer support, and what she did was also talk to the supplier. When there was some kind of issues with the orders, she would talk to the supplier and try to figure it out. With virtual assistant 3, what she did was answered the Facebook messages, and also sent DMCA takedowns to stores that were copying my store. And what these stores would have to do is take down the copyrighted description or the product, or they would get shut down. For the supplier, I was using a personal agent. With an agent like this, you have faster communication, and when you're testing new products, you could also ask for the best prices. So when I was ordering the product, I ordered directly from AliExpress, and the reason is because I wanted to get cash back, credit card points, and I could also use de-essers to fulfill it way faster. The cashback service I use, by the way, is Mega Bonus. Sometimes they're reliable, sometimes they're not. Not all of the orders will show up, but I've made a few $1,000s in cashback like this. So for the shipping, what I've been using is Yanwon Special Line directly to the US because the delivery is only 5 to 10 days. AliExpress standard shipping was for the worldwide orders. It's around 10 to 20 days, at most sometimes 30 days. I don't recommend that you use ePacket anymore because it's unreliable and the shipping times could be up to 60 days. For some orders, I also use DHL because it was cheaper that way and more efficient. Now for product research, people are always curious about what the best way is to find winning products. Here I have two different categories, the paid category and the free category. The first one that I used was AdSpy, and that is my favorite, and you just get a way better chance to find something. I have Ecom Hunt, I also have AliShark. AliShark shows what's ordered the most on AliExpress, and I also have Dropship Spy. So for the free side, there is Big Spy, which is almost exactly like AdSpy. You guys should go check it out because it's probably the best free tool out there. There's also AliExpress Dropshipping Center, which you could find if you go into your profiles, and it'll be the very right tab. Another method is Facebook search method. What you pretty much do is just type in keywords into Facebook like free shipping worldwide, or 50% off plus free shipping, or press shop now. Just different kind of keywords so you could find what products are trending. And another free one is also called thief.co. Now for the juicy stuff, exactly how I run my ads. So how I test products is very efficient and also cost efficient. What I do is I test 5 to 10 products at once. So for this example, let's say we are testing 5 products. I'll also be going into my ad account and showing you exactly how this looks. But here's a general overview of exactly how I'm running my ads. What I do is I make one campaign, I make 5 ad sets, and each one of these ad sets is for one product. If we have 5 products, we have 5 ad sets. For each ad set, there's 3 to 5 interests. For each one of these ad sets, you have 2 videos. Each one video has 1 to 2 thumbnails in it. For the budget, what you want to do is set each ad set to $20 a day. And for the targeting, you want to target worldwide, but you want to exclude all the third world countries like Africa, China, India, Myanmar, Philippines, Pakistan, Indonesia, etc. For placements, you want to use Facebook and Instagram feed placements. These are what have been working the best for me while testing. Some people have been using automatic placements, but it doesn't work for me as well. For the gender, you want to use male and female unless it's obvious who the product is for. If you're selling beauty, then this is going to be for females. For interests, you want to use something related to the product and also that's broad. So let's say you're selling a lawnmower, you want to use something like grass, gardening, trimming, maybe lawnmower itself, stuff like that. Let's hop into my ad account and I'll show you exactly how all of this looks. Here we are in my ads manager. We're on lifetime right now. I'll refresh the results just so you guys see it's not fake. So as you can see right here, I spent around $130,000 and I generated $560,000. Of course, I made around $620,000 till this date, but it's also because I was using email marketing and different kind of apps. The ROAS is 4.19, which is pretty good for lifetime. Now for the testing, I want to show you guys exactly what it looked like. If we go back to December 2019, this is when I started. I started directly on the 31st. Over here you could see I set the budget at $20 a day, and then I made one ad set. And in here you could see that the budget is $20 a day. I set it for 12 a.m. For the locations, I targeted worldwide and excluded all the third world countries. For the age, I did 18 to 65 and women for this product because that's what it was directed to. For the interests, I did 3 interests exactly like I explained in the last slide. And as we scroll down, I put on manual placements, Facebook and Instagram feed. And now if we go onto the ads, over here I had 3 ads. One of them is rejected right now, but at the time I was running all of them. If we go back into the campaigns, I'll show you how it looked like when I was scaling. Here we're going on to January 1st. Spent 20 bucks again, I left it. Second, I also made a CBO, which I'm going to talk about in the next slide. Scaling phase number 1. So once you've had some results with the testing campaign that you have, let's say you made a few sales or the click-through rate is really good, the cost per click is really good, then you could put it into a $50 CBO. For the targeting, you keep the same targeting, placements are the same, gender is the same, and for the interests, what you want to do is separate them and put them into their own ad sets. So let's say you have 5 interests. What we do is we put them into 5 ad sets, 1 interest per ad set, 2 videos per ad set, and 1 to 2 thumbnails per ad. For scaling phase number 2, what we do is we keep raising the budget of the CBO by 50 to 100% every 1 to 2 days until it caps off. You also want to set up a retargeting campaign with different audiences at $5 to $10 a day. Your audiences can be video views, view content, add to cart, purchases, and you want to exclude in those audiences people who have already purchased. I'll also be showing how I did all of this in the ads manager. For the lookalikes, what you do is you create a new lookalike every 1 to 2 days with these audiences right here, and how you want to make them is 1%, 1 to 2%, 2 to 5%, 5 to 10%. For the lookalike audiences, you could target worldwide, and this will expand your reach by a lot. Also, you want to use the top countries that are selling the best for you, and you want to start these at $50 a day in a CBO. Scaling phase number 3. So this method is called demos, and pretty much when you start this is after you spent around $10,000 on your ad account. This is when you actually start printing the most money. So what you want to do is create 3 ad sets in the campaign, and it's going to be targeting worldwide, USA, and your top 5 countries. Each of these are in their own ad sets, and each one of these ad sets has no interests. This is the interesting part. Since you have no interest, now Facebook will target a ton of people, and this allows you to run this campaign for months and months at a time. For the budget, you want to start at $500 a day. Of course, this is a CBO, and you could double the budget every 1 to 2 days until it caps off. Now, I've seen people scale this to $10,000 a day, $15,000 a day in ad spend. For the genders, you want to target the same genders you've been targeting, but now for the age, you want to set at 18 to 65 plus. For the videos, you want to put in your top performing video ads. Here we are in my ad account. Again, I wanted to show you exactly how it looks like when you're scaling. So on January 22nd, I made a $50 CBO just to test out how it was going to work. So we ended up with a 7.31 ROAS. And if we go on to the 3rd, I left it 5 ROAS the next day. 4th, I left it, and I also made a retargeting campaign. What I did for the main CBO was I put the budget to 100 bucks. I made a 95% video view lookalike at $50 a day, and we made 10 ROAS on that day. For the 6th, I also made a 75% video view lookalike at $50 a day, but it didn't perform as well, so I turned it off. For the 7th day, if we go into here, I kept it the same. I put up the CBO to 150 bucks a day and the 95% to 100 bucks a day too. If we go further into the month, let's say the 15th. So what I did was I made also a top 20% engagers campaign. It did all right, 1.75, which isn't too good. I also made a view content lookalike audience, 3.29 ROAS. That's not too bad. I kept it. And by the way, I also still had my video test campaign on because it was doing so well. If we go to January 22nd, so this looks like I actually turned off the ads because of Chinese New Year, so we weren't running ads at that time. If we go to, let's say, the 31st, I turned ads back on, and here's how it performed. If we go on to February 29th, you could see I already had my demos made. I was spending $1,000 a day, and it was coming out with almost 3 ROAS. I had a bunch of different campaigns here: top 25% purchasers, website visitors, retargeting, purchase lookalikes for worldwide, for UK, because that was one of my best performing countries. So you can see this is how scaling looks. If we go into lifetime again, I spent $130,000, made $560,000 at 4 ROAS. Consistency. This is a problem a lot of dropshippers have. Not many dropshippers can go a few months running a store. How I kept my consistency is when the campaign started to decline, I would lower the budget by 10 to 15%. And when it started doing good again, I'd raise the budget up by a little bit. If lowering the budget doesn't work, then I would add a new creative, and most of the time this would actually put up my ROAS again. Every month what I did was I refreshed the lookalike audiences if they looked like they were going on a downtrend, but if they were doing well, I just left them. I also wanted to say some words of encouragement. If you're testing right now and you can't really find a winning product, then keep going, because for me, it took me 4 years to get to where I am. This does not come overnight, just like everything else. A lot of people give up way too early. Let's say you're testing 29 products and your 30th was the winner. One product will change your life. Honestly, I could just say don't give up. The people who don't give up eventually make it. Guys, if you like this video, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and also follow my Instagram page at Vlad Ecom. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Peace.